Chris Eubank Jr. and his promoter, Cal Sourland. That's the one. Are in the talkSPORT studio right now, guys. A very, very good morning, and thank you for coming in.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
So you're just back from Vegas?
Yes. Yes, I flew in yesterday. Was out there for 2 months, living that lifestyle, and now we're back to business. You know, we've got a real fight on our hands now.
Looking forward to this. Absolutely. O2, big crowd. Roy Jones Jr., will he be in your corner again?
That is yet to be decided.
Ooh.
You know, with this type of fight, I would actually like my old man to be in the corner with me.
Would you? Right.
I would. I would like that. I told Roy that he would be in my corner for the rest of my career. This is the one fight where I would have my old man there, just because of, you know, what this all means to us, you know.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
But I don't know if he wants to be in the corner. That's the question.
You're joking. Really?
So we have to find out where his head is at with that, and from there we'll decide what to do.
You've not had a fallout with him then?
What's that?
You've not had a fallout with him?
No, it's not that. He just...
I'm expecting him to walk through that door any minute.
He
just turns up, doesn't he?
I'm hoping he does, because since the fight's been announced, I haven't actually heard from him.
No.
Which is amazing to say. You know, he's been, especially early on in my career, he was, you know, there front and center for all my fights, you know, and at the press conferences, at the weigh-ins, in the corner, and for the biggest fight of my career, he's gone missing. It's incredible to say, but that's what's happened. So I'm waiting for that phone call. I'm waiting for him to walk through the door and say, "Okay, son, let's do this."
Well, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there now. Has anyone seen Chris lately? Let us know, will you?
Yeah. So it's interesting, but we'll get there eventually, and we'll figure it out.
Chris, do you ever look back at your dad's fights? Because I grew up in that sort of era when you had Collins, Eubank.
Brilliant.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, do you ever look back and say how good your dad was?
Of course.
Yeah.
These fights were what inspired me to get into the sport. You know, watching him and Nigel inspire a nation, you know, captivate the public's interest and become superstars.
Yeah, absolutely.
With their fights, that's what made me say, you know what, I want to do that. It's going to be tough, but that's what I want.
I tell you what, I after a show one day, I went out with Steve Collins. We had a couple of pints, and I was just chatting about the good old days. And he said, "I'll tell you now, a boxer, the best boxer who ever lived, if he could take a punch like Chris Eubank and hit like Ben, you couldn't beat him." He was so positive about the old man and Nigel. He said they were warriors.
Yeah.
Warriors. It was great company. Great company.
In the era of warriors.
Oh, what about? Have we decided on the weight yet? You've got to come down. Connor's got to come up. Have we got a rough idea where we're going to be?
It's 157 is the weight I believe I have to get down to, which is a weight that I haven't been since I was about 18 years old.
Is that a worry?
Is it a worry? I guess you could say that. It's more of a challenge. I will make that weight.
Yeah. It's
just how hard is it going to be? I don't know. But I will make it because I'm a professional.
Give me a rough idea of what you are now. Just a rough. You don't have to be exact. Just rough. How many? I still talk in pounds. How many pounds have you got to lose?
I think I'm around 170 right now.
Right. Okay.
171.
That's no problem.
Yeah,
Once you get training. But you have been in Vegas for 2 months, so you're going to put a bit of weight on, surely.
But the issue is I have a very low body fat percentage. I know how it feels when I'm at 160 the day of the weigh-in.
Yeah.
So losing 3 more pounds under that, it's going to be painful. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, and you got to watch your strength as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know, if you've got to do it quickly.
But, you know, so I in that sense, I will be at a disadvantage because he's going to be, you know, fully refreshed, fully hydrated, fully energized, whereas I will be drained. But, you know, there has to be give and take. He is coming up. You know, he's not naturally that size, or he doesn't fight naturally at that size. He probably walks around that weight.
Yeah.
But he doesn't fight at that weight. But on the night, we will be within 5 pounds of each other, which, in my opinion, is fair.
Yeah.
What is the fine if you're over? Do you know yet, or is it serious money?
It's a pretty absurd amount of money.
Serious money. It's a
all you need.
six-figure fine
Is
per
it?
pound.
For £1? Every pound?
Pound sterling and in pounds, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Cal, what sort of crowd were you hoping for, expecting?
Well, I mean,
Sellout?
you know, look, it's a late in the year to do a stadium show. We looked at it with the Premier League fixtures, was not easy. It would be a football stadium show if it was in the summer. The O2 is the venue. I think it will sell out within seconds.
Very quick,
and, you know, it's a fight that it goes back. I know we said it was close to 30 years, but the first one was November 18th, 1990. So we're talking over 30 years of this building.
Yeah.
And it's it's almost like a family feud, isn't it? You know, and I know that the old men have made up, but, you know, I'm sure they don't have afternoon tea every day together. And, you know, we were growing up, similar age to you, Ray.
Yeah.
You know, I fell back in love with boxing through
absolutely.
those fights. I remember being spoon-fed it as a kid. You know, my dad's a Hall of Fame promoter. I grew up in a household with boxers as babysitters. I fell out of love with boxing.
Yeah.
And as a teenager, I remember those Saturday nights with the old man on the couch. He had a pint, I had a pint of Coke, and we sat there and watched the boxing. And it was those fights that got me back into the sport, back to wanting to make the big fights and later on in my life. And so it's a full circle, I think, for Chris in many ways, but for many fans out there. I've got doctors, my kids' teachers calling me about the fight. People that, they know Anthony Joshua, maybe they know Tyson Fury, but this is a fight. I believe it's bigger. I believe it's bigger because of what it brings back, and we love to reminisce. We love to go back the years and roll back the years. No other fight can do that. Even Joshua Fury can't do that. This brings back the years,
memories, yeah.
and it's those memories. And by the way, we talk all about the hype and whatever, and the weights, and look at the styles of the fighters.
Yeah.
Fantastic. They will gel, you know.
I just better ask Chris about that. When you go into, do you look at the other boxers and say their weakness? What Conor? Obviously, you know each other very well. What would you say is his weakness?
Yeah, you know, obviously you study your opponent leading up to a fight. You know, Conor he's on a hot streak. You know, he's been knocking guys out. He's young. He's fiery. He's hungry. That is his danger. Is the mindset that he has. He hasn't had a loss. He doesn't know how to lose yet.
Yeah.
That makes him dangerous. But my experience, my tenacity, my chin, my technique, it's just going to be too much for him. That's what I believe. And the amazing thing is I'm listening to all these interviews and, listening to, seeing the social media, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying that I'm going to lose. I don't know if you guys have been hearing this, but that's I don't know, 7 out of 10 interviews or comments is like, yeah, Ben's going to win in between 6 and 9 rounds. He's going to knock him out, or he's going to win on points. I mean, I feel like I deserve a little bit more respect than that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, but it's good. You know, I like the fact that, you know, I'm actually an underdog to some people. It makes the fight that much more interesting.
And if you look back in history, the first fight between the fathers was exactly the other way around. It was Ben who was the champion.
Yeah.
Senior came in as a big underdog and shocked the world in the 9th round. You know, so this time we're the A side here. Chris has been around, and that's said of the biggest, most respect to the Ben side, but he has been in the big fights. If you look at, go back, Billy Joe, James DeGale, Arthur Abraham, Avni Yildirim.
Big boys, yeah.
You know, these are big fights. You know, earlier this year took out Liam Williams. You know, so he's been round. He knows, and his ring IQ is going to be the difference on the night.
Chris, finally, I can't wait, by the way. Have you got a message for Conor? Because he's coming in later. Have you got a message for him?
Have I got a message for him? I mean, listen, we're about to have a press conference today, so the message will be sent loud and clear when I'm in front of him. But yeah, he knows what's at stake. He knows the gravity of this fight, the responsibility that we both have to our family names. there's a lot of pressure on both of us. I don't fold under the pressure. Time and time again, I've actually overcome pressure and it's made me fight harder and stronger, and made me become more of an animal in the ring. We haven't seen that with Ben. He hasn't been on the big stage yet. Is he going to be able to handle that pressure? We're going to find out.
Brilliant. Can't wait.
Yeah,
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck at the press
Yeah, good
conference.
luck.
Thank you very much. Chris Eubank Jr. and Carla Surland. And don't forget his opponent, Conor Benn, his trainer, Tony Sims, will join us next. I hope they don't meet in the lift.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.